The battlefield was silent, except for the echo of something shattering across dimensions. Captain America's shield, the unbreakable symbol of hope, lay in ruins. No one claimed responsibility, but two names echoed in whispers: Captain Marvel and Superman. Was it a clash of power, or a deeper betrayal? Both denied it. Both were present. Neither offered proof. The Avengers want justice. The Justice League wants answers. But someone is lying, and Earth may not survive the truth. This is not just about who broke the shield, it's about who broke the trust. The sky cracked open like glass under pressure, and every hero on the battlefield paused, not from fear, but confusion. Captain America's shield, the one thing that had survived wars, gods, and time itself, was gone. Not chipped, not broken, shattered. The fragments scattered midair like shards of starlight. Vibranium, the indestructible metal, now reduced to cosmic dust. And at the epicenter of it all stood two of the most powerful beings across any universe: Superman, fists clenched, cape fluttering like fire, and Captain Marvel, glowing, pulsing, radiating raw cosmic fury. No one saw what happened. No one could say who struck first or if it was even a strike. All they knew was this: the shield was fine 1 second, and in the next it was obliterated. Everyone turned toward them, and neither of them said a word. Thor stepped forward, thunder already lacing his fingertips. "What did you do?" Superman looked at the shards with something between disbelief and anger. "That wasn't me." Carol didn't flinch. "You're the one with laser eyes and a short temper." Within seconds, tensions between the Avengers and the Justice League, already fragile, erupted. Hawkeye had his arrow drawn. Flash tightened his fists. Even Spider-Man backed up slowly, ready to web somebody if things got too heated. Iron Man flew down from the stratosphere, helmet retracting. "Everyone chill. We're not doing this here." But even Tony's voice carried that razor edge of suspicion. He knew what Superman could do, what he had done before. Batman, silent as ever, walked slowly toward the site where the shield had fallen. His scanner goggles clicked and recalibrated. "There's residual energy here." Not from either of them. Carol raised an eyebrow. "Excuse me." But Batman ignored her. "Type 8 multiversal radiation. Someone else was here." Of course, no one believed that right away, because believing that meant ignoring the obvious. Captain Marvel had been known to take action before thinking. Superman had a history of losing control when the stakes got personal. And this was personal for everyone. Steve Rogers wasn't just a soldier. He was the anchor. His shield represented everything they fought for. And now it was destroyed, without a fight, without warning. The Avengers pulled back, huddling, whispering. The Justice League did the same. Lines were drawn in seconds. Alliances started to unravel. Black Panther stepped in front of Carol. "Did you touch it?" Her jaw tightened. "No, I didn't need to. I was on Overwatch until I saw that flare of heat vision." Superman didn't respond immediately. He was staring at the fragments on the ground like they were a bad dream. "You really think I do this?" "I don't think," Carol shot back. "I calculate. I assess. And I saw you." But the truth was, Carol didn't see him destroyed. Not directly. The light had flashed too fast, and whatever explosion hit the shield, it didn't look like it came from either of them. Batman knelt by the biggest remaining shard. He pulled a sensor device from his belt and scanned it silently. His frown deepened. "This doesn't make sense. There's energy here that shouldn't exist." "What kind of energy?" Iron Man asked. "Temporal. Interdimensional. Not native to this fight. Not from either of you." Batman stood, his voice darker now. "Someone wanted this to happen." "Why?" Wonder Woman stepped forward, sword sheathed, voice calm but intense. "To pit us against each other," Bruce said. "And it's working." As if on cue, satellites began to malfunction. The upper atmosphere rippled. Tony's HUD flashed red with warnings. Something was approaching, something massive. But still, no one could focus on it. Not yet. Because before the next threat, the most dangerous variable on the field was trust. And right now, no one had it. Off to the side, Doctor Strange and Zatanna spoke in hushed tones. Both sensed the same distortion, a time fracture. Someone had tampered with the shield before the battle even began. But who had the motive? Who had the access? Superman stepped toward Tony, voice low. You think I would really destroy it? You think I'd dishonor the man who led your world? Tony didn't blink. I think you could, if the world pushed you hard enough. A sonic boom cracked through the sky. Eyes turned upward. Something was falling. Or someone. A figure wrapped in time-warped metal descended like a comet, landing just outside the crater left by the shield's destruction. Kang the Conqueror. Carol instantly flared, fists glowing. You. Kang smiled beneath his mask. Ah, I see my distraction worked perfectly. Shall we begin phase 2? The air pulsed like a heartbeat. Every hero tensed as Kang stepped forward, his boots grinding against the ruined earth where the shield had shattered. He didn't look rushed. He didn't need to. This was his plan, and every second of chaos had played out exactly as he intended. Superman moved first. In a blink, he was face to face with the Time Tyrant. You rigged the shield. Kang tilted his head. It's fascinating, really, how easy it was to make you all turn on each other. Before anyone could respond, Carol launched forward with a photon blast, screaming through the sky like a missile. Kang raised one hand and froze her midair in a crackle of blue temporal energy. She hovered there, trapped, her power cycling in place, unable to break through. Now, Kang said calmly. No need for cosmic tantrums. This isn't about you, Captain. Iron Man's repulsors lit up. Batman reached for his EMP batarangs. Flash vibrated with tension, but none of them attacked. Not yet. Not with Carol frozen like a statue above them. Kang slowly turned, arms behind his back. I've been watching your timelines for a while. So predictable, so easily broken. A shattered shield here, a seed of doubt there. And look how quickly your alliances fall apart. Why? Superman demanded. You could have destroyed us yourself. Kang chuckled. Oh, Kal-El, I didn't want to destroy you. I wanted you to choose to destroy each other. That's far more entertaining and much more permanent. With a flick of his fingers, a holographic replay played in the sky. The moment the shield broke, but zoomed in frame by frame, showing something no one had seen before, a ripple of purple distortion around the shield, a nanosecond before it exploded. Planted days ago, Kang said. Before this battle even began, the seed was sown. You just had to water it with suspicion. Tony's jaw clenched. You sabotaged Cap's shield to what? Start a war. To avoid one, Kang replied. Or at least avoid one on my turf. If you destroy each other here, I don't need to lift a finger when the real battle begins. What battle? Wonder Woman asked. The collapse of timelines, Kang said, now fully facing them. There are versions of each of you who've already turned, corrupted, conquered. My goal is balance. To eliminate the strongest threats before they fracture the multiverse. He looked at Superman and Captain Marvel, now slowly descending as Kang released his grip. You too, he said. You're chaos incarnate. Energy and hope. Power and restraint. You don't destroy cities, you destroy eras. Carol landed with a crackle of rage. You think this justifies setting us up? I think it justifies survival, Kang said. Besides, the shield was a relic, an anchor to a past that no longer exists. Suddenly, lightning ripped through the clouds. Thor hurled Mjolnir straight at Kang's head. The hammer passed through him. An illusion. Cute. Kang's voice echoed around them. I'm already in another timeline, but I thought I'd leave you with a message. A gift, if you will. Portals snapped open behind him. Not one, not two, but hundreds. From each one, alternate versions of heroes began stepping out. Dark Superman, Binary Captain Marvel, Iron Man with Ultron's eyes, a Wolverine with adamantium wings, Batman with red glowing symbols, Hawkeye with 10 infinity arrows, dozens of timelines, dozens of betrayals, dozens of them. This, Kang said, is what's coming. You can fight each other now, or prepare to fight yourselves. Then he was gone, just static. But the portals stayed open, and the variants started moving. Superman's eyes burned red. Carol hovered again, fists lit. This isn't a war anymore. This is a collapse. Agreed, said Batman. We're out of time. We either unite or die. But Thor stepped between them, hammer raised. How do we know it's over? How do we know you two didn't still break the shield? Superman looked at him, voice low and deadly calm. Because if I did, there wouldn't be a battlefield left. Carol scoffed. And if I did, you'd be unconscious. They glared at each other again. Wonder Woman stepped in. Enough. That's exactly what Kang wanted. But it was too late. Trust wasn't rebuilt with words. It needed proof. And right now, all they had was rage. The first variant struck. A twisted Hulk-like Captain America smashed into the field with a war cry. The Avengers and Justice League turned together. For a brief moment, all eyes focused outward. Superman and Captain Marvel nodded at the same time. Not friends, not allies, but necessary weapons. They exploded forward, side by side, fists cracking air and light. The war had already begun, but the real question was still buried under the rubble. If Kang hadn't truly broken the shield himself, then who did? And why was that shield already fractured in timelines where Kang never existed? The battlefield was fire now. Not metaphorical, literal. The first wave of variants struck with zero hesitation. A Red Lantern version of Superman incinerated half the front line with a scream. A venom-infused Captain Marvel launched a chaotic plasma storm into the clouds, poisoning the weather itself. And behind them, hundreds more stepped through. Batman was already calculating, eyes flicking between threats, issuing orders with silent glances. Iron Man synced his suit with cyborg systems in real time, uploading new target algorithms as more twisted versions arrived. This isn't an invasion, Tony muttered. It's a culling. Wonder Woman spun into the air, slicing through a corrupted Thor with a single brutal strike. His hammer didn't fall. It vanished into dust. Whatever magic held these variants together, it was unstable. Like they weren't meant to survive here long. Temporary projections, Bruce said over comms. They're real but decaying. Kang sent them to break morale, not to win. But that didn't matter. Even illusions could kill if they hit fast enough. Superman and Carol flew side by side, a living storm. She blasted through an armored Scarlet, which, with one strike, he uppercut a rogue Martian Manhunter clone into orbit. Then they paused. One of the variants stepped forward. No face, no voice, just energy, swirling with the signature of Vibranium, Kryptonian DNA, and something darker. It was holding a copy of the shield, not Cap's original, but an alternate version, cracked, glowing with multiversal radiation, carved with runes none of them recognized. And in the center, a symbol, split in half, half Superman's, half Carol's. They froze. She stared. What the hell is that? Superman didn't answer. His eyes flicked to Batman, who had already seen it too. That's not Kang's, Bruce said. That variant was built, not born. A low rumble echoed behind them. Doctor Strange arrived, flanked by Zatanna, Raven, and Wiccan. Magical shields pulsed into place instantly, blocking a new wave of incoming Dark Archers. They weren't here to fight. Not directly. They were here to look deeper. Strange's eyes turned white as he floated toward the shield-bearing variant. He didn't speak, just extended his hand. The air cracked, the image distorted, and then it unraveled. Not into Kang, but into someone they hadn't seen in years. Alexander Luthor, from a dead timeline, laughing. You remember me, he said, blood dripping from the corners of his eyes. I never forgot any of you. Superman's fists clenched. You're supposed to be gone. Oh, I was, Luthor said, raising the shield copy. But this kept me alive. A failed experiment in merging legacies. One part courage, one part fury. One part alien, one part cosmic. He threw the shield down. It embedded into the earth with a screech. Your deaths were never my goal, just your doubt. I planted this seed across timelines. Watched you blame each other. Watched Kang take the fall. But the truth is, he looked straight at Superman. You broke the shield. The ground went silent. Superman didn't move, his expression unreadable. Luthor stepped forward. Not here, not now, but in another branch. When you don't even remember, when you regret, you lost control. You cracked the shield in a fight that erased an entire world. You swore to forget it, but your energy, your guilt, bled into this timeline, and the shield broke itself. Carol stepped back. That's not possible. Strange spoke quietly. In multiversal magic, objects don't just carry history, they carry memory. The shield's destruction was seeded across timelines. This version simply caught up. Superman said nothing. Not denial, not anger, just silence. And that was worse, because maybe, just maybe, it was true. Carol looked at him differently now. Not with rage, but something colder. Distance. Bruce stepped in. We don't have time for emotional fallout. He's baiting us, trying to stall. Luthor smiled wider. Of course I am. Then he vanished. No boom, no flash, just gone. And the shield, the fake one, melted into dust. But the real fragments were still there, still humming, still glowing. Strange hovered over them. These pieces, they're attracting echoes. Timelines collapsing toward them. Tony was already scanning. We have less than 30 minutes before this area becomes a temporal sinkhole. Flash zipped by. We gotta shut the portals. Raven's eyes glowed red. We can't. They're anchored to the shield's fragments. Bruce nodded. Then we bury the pieces. Superman stepped forward. I'll take them. Carol stared. You sure that's smart? He looked at her for the first time in minutes. No, but I'm the reason they're resonating. I can carry them farther than any of you. Out of this time, out of this world. She crossed her arms. And we just trust you now. Superman didn't flinch. You don't have to. He picked up the largest piece. It burned in his palm. The earth shook again. More variants started to glitch, flickering between realities. The clock was ticking. Batman walked up to him. You fly past the outer rim. Drop it into the void. Don't come back until it's done. Superman nodded. And then he looked at Carol one last time. This wasn't your fault. And I'm sorry I ever made you doubt it. Without another word, he shot into the sky, carrying the burning weight of all their mistakes. Tony exhaled. And now we wait. No, Bruce said. Now we plan. Because if one memory could break the shield across timelines, what else was waiting to surface? And who would be next? The sky hadn't healed yet. Superman was gone, carrying fragments of something too heavy for anyone else to touch, both literally and metaphorically. But the tremors hadn't stopped. If anything, they were getting worse. Tony was hovering just above the field, HUD flickering with warning signals. Vibranium fallout, temporal echo spikes, background quantum shifts. All of it screamed the same message. The multiverse is thinning. Raven opened a rift for Strange to peer into. He stared for 10 long seconds and said only 2 words. It's collapsing. Carol crossed her arms, trying to read the sky like a threat. You mean here? This world? No, Strange said. All of them. Wiccan gasped. How? Batman answered, already pacing. Because the shield wasn't just a symbol anymore. It became a beacon. When Superman fractured it in another timeline, accidentally or not, it didn't just echo across realities. It opened them. Thor slammed Mjolnir into the dirt. Then why are the timelines still bleeding? He's taken the shards. Bruce turned. Because the memory of the fracture still exists. As long as we remember the betrayal, the multiverse will feed on it. Silence. Heavy. Palpable. Carol looked at the remaining heroes. You're saying we have to forget? No, Strange said. We have to rewrite. Zatanna stepped forward. A spell strong enough to bend memory across dimensions. Not erase, redirect. Make the moment a myth, a metaphor, not truth. Tony floated down, wiping his face. Let me get this straight. We're gonna gaslight the entire multiverse into thinking the shield broke for a reason. Yes, Bruce said, and that the reason was noble. Not a betrayal, not rage, not division. But who does it? Carol asked. Who becomes the symbol? Wiccan glanced at her. You do. She blinked. Me? You were there. You stood against Kang. You fought beside Superman. If the story is going to shift, it has to pivot around someone the timelines recognize. Carol hesitated. Why me? Bruce gave a rare, almost smile. Because you're the only one left that both sides still trust. She didn't know how to respond to that. A day ago, they were ready to throw her into a cell. Now she was the key to saving infinite realities. Before she could answer, a boom tube opened behind them. Superman was back, barely standing. He crashed to one knee, eyes dim, cape torn, energy flickering around him like wild static. His voice was a whisper. I threw them into the bleed. He collapsed. Carol caught him before he hit the ground. His skin was cold, his breathing shallow. Whatever the shards did, they didn't want to go quietly. Tony's scanners pulsed red. His cells are in reverse sync. He's unstuck. Part of him is in the past, the other in a timeline that doesn't exist yet. Strange stepped forward. He has minutes. Maybe. Carol looked down at him. He opened his eyes. You have to finish it. She nodded. We will. Then she stood. Tell me what I need to do. Zatanna and Strange stepped into position, forming the spell circle. Wiccan and Raven joined hands, channeling the emotional weight of what had been lost. Carol floated into the center. Her body pulsed with power, but her face was still carrying the weight of betrayal, but not broken, never broken. Strange's voice thundered across the field. We offer a new truth, a stronger one, not to hide the past, but to protect the future. Energy surged through the circle. Winds howled. The ground cracked. Every surviving hero stepped back. In her mind, Carol began to see it. A new memory, a new legend. Captain America's shield wasn't shattered by division. It was sacrificed by Superman and Captain Marvel together to stop a cosmic event that would have erased all timelines. They placed it into the core of the temporal collapse, knowing it would break, but it would seal the crack. A symbol destroyed, so reality could live. It was never about betrayal. It was about choosing hope over survival, choosing unity over fear. The memory rewrote itself like golden ink across the sky. And just like that, the echoes stopped. The portals flickered and sealed. The timeline stabilized. One by one, the variants crumbled to dust. Kang's ripple was severed. All that remained was silence. Strange dropped to one knee. It's done. Carol floated down, landing softly beside Superman, who was now breathing evenly, his body stabilizing. The timeline had stopped punishing him, because the story was now one he could live with. He opened his eyes. You did it. Carol nodded. No one will remember the fracture the way it happened. Not even us. Bruce confirmed it. Mission logs already rewriting. Digital files gone. News archives showing a different battle. Even S.H.I.E.L.D.'s database shows a joint strike. Thor stared up at the sky. So it becomes myth. Tony smirked. Honestly, it's a better story. Strange turned toward Carol. It had to be. She looked up at the sky. Then we owe it to the truth to live like it's real. Because even if the real S.H.I.E.L.D. was broken by accident, by pain, by power out of control, this story, the one they chose together, would hold the multiverse together, at least for now. And somewhere in a timeline no one would ever see, a lone version of Steve Rogers placed a replica of his shield in a museum, not as a weapon, but as a reminder. What breaks us can also unite us. Weeks passed. The world didn't explode. The sky didn't crack. The timelines held. But something had changed, not just in the fabric of reality, but in the people themselves, in the way heroes looked at each other, in the way they stood not behind flags or factions, but beside each other. Captain America's original shield remained gone. Its fragments had vanished into the cosmic unknown. But a new one was forged, not to replace the legend, but to remind them of what almost broke them, and what didn't. Carol stood before it in the Hall of Unity. No logos, no insignias, just polished vibranium steel, laced with faint traces of quantum thread. Not indestructible, but earned. Superman joined her. "You sure you want your name tied to this?" She didn't answer for a moment. Then, "It's not mine. It's everyone's, even the broken parts." He smiled. "Still, you held it together." Carol looked at him. "So did you, even when the story turned against you." He turned his gaze to the shield. "It still might. Then we fight harder." A quiet moment passed between them. No powers, no heat vision, no photon blasts. Just two warriors who'd nearly destroyed each other and chose not to. Outside, children played with makeshift shields and red capes. They didn't know the full story. They never would. Not the real one. But that was the point. They didn't need to, because they were living in the timeline that survived. Elsewhere, in the remnants of a lost dimension, Kang watched a fading screen, jaw clenched. His plan had failed, not because his tactics were flawed, but because they changed the story before it was done being written. Behind him, a shadow stepped out from fractured glass. Luther, still alive, still watching. He smiled. "Let them keep rewriting," he whispered. "Eventually, someone forgets the truth, and that's when we write ours." Back on Earth, Batman updated the files. Stark built failsafes. Diana trained a new generation. Strange restored the magical anchors. And the multiverse? It pulsed steadily, not healed, but no longer screaming. Peace never lasts. But sometimes it lasts long enough to matter. And in that space, where myth and memory blur, a shield wasn't just broken. It was reborn, not by force, but by choice. And that's the version the multiverse chose to believe. The one where Superman and Captain Marvel stood together and changed everything.